Welcome to another episode of North by Northeast. I'm Sarah Ferguson, and today we are in the kitchen of Bonafide Food Truck, and I am here with Antonia, and we are going to be discussing food trucks, all things food truck today. You guys started back in 2017. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started? What inspired you to start a food truck? Give me the rundown.
Absolutely. First, I have to say, the last 3 years has felt like a literal whirlwind. If you could cram 20 years of experience into 3 years, we've certainly done that. I'm a lifelong chef. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. I'm a third-generation restaurateur. My husband, Brian, and I, Brian is a lifelong wrestling coach, construction builder, mechanic, fun things like that. Brian followed me throughout our early marriage in my career in private service, and that's how he came to Sheridan. And I just was kind of tired of that side of the industry. And I asked my husband, who is always willing to just do whatever I ask of him, what do you really want to do? And Brian had been watching way too much food television. And he and a very dear friend of ours, who also has a food truck up in Stevensville, Montana, these two used to sit together when we worked winters up at a remote location lodge outside of Jackson Hole called Brooks Lake Lodge. They'd say, hey man, someday when we leave this, let's open some food trucks, and I'd always sit back in the back and be like, you guys have no idea how much work this is, right? Dream became reality. We were getting ready to transition jobs. Brian, I was actually at a farmer's market conference in Cheyenne. Brian's looking on Craigslist down in Denver, and he comes in during lunchtime and he's like, hey babe, I think I just found a food truck. And I was like, what? You did what? Super long story short, it was a deal of deals. At that time, we were still very ensconced in our job at that time as private caretakers. And I just said, we can't pass up this money though. Even if we just buy it at this price and we let it sit in the garage somewhere for a year, at least we have this phenomenal outlet, right? Well, in the way that all crazy things happen quickly in a world of manifestation, we bought the truck. We started building it out ourselves. We stripped it down. We had purchased a bunch of used equipment, and we had an opportunity with this phenomenal builder down in Arizona. Amazing professional build done that just really makes the Bonafide Food Truck stand out. One of the reasons that we had been looking for him was specifically for the glass window that's on the side of our truck where we feature our Food Network award-winning donuts. Awesome. And these guys were the guys to build that.
Those donuts they look amazing. They're like magic.
Some people, we actually have some that we call magic rings that are our gluten-free donuts, also tremendously popular, but we really try to make each donut a work of art. Things just manifested really quickly. We had this phenomenal build out done, and that brought us back to now that we have this great truck, what type of food do we want to produce? What's important to us? And so first, of course, in any business, your brand, your name, what does that mean? Brian and I were watching the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And there's a line in the movie where the little girl is talking about whether or not her dad is bona fide. And what does that mean? And to be bona fide means to be real and genuine. And that really just struck home for both of us. We're real, genuine people, no pretenses. We just are who we are. And then when it came to food, that's what we wanted it to be. A genuine experience where you were going to be nurtured as well as being nourished. And for myself as a chef and my involvement at that time and still to this day in the local foods movement here in Wyoming with the Food Freedom Act, the tremendous number of small-scale producers that we have bringing phenomenal Wyoming products to market, I really wanted to be able to give those vendors an opportunity to have their product featured on a commercial scale. And so that's kind of our mission with Bonafide. Is
awesome.
To
and that's what I was going to ask you about. Is your mission that kind of falls into, what is Bonafide Food Truck about? What do you guys embody?
Absolutely, 100% local, fresh, organic foods, sourced within a 200-mile radius whenever possible. In high summer season, we get a lot of vegetables from over the mountain in the Basin Valley. We also have people who bring things from Wheatland, from Gillette. What's the name of that little town out there in the middle? Moorcroft. A tremendous number of local producers. We source all of our beef from a 6th-generation Wyoming ranch farm called Truly Beef, a tremendous number of local egg producers. We go through a lot of eggs with breakfast burritos, and so we have 4 different local egg producers that provide us with those items. So majoritively, our mission is to make delicious foods from scratch from as many locally sourced products as possible.
So when we're talking about your menu, do you have a menu favorite that's just the staple that embodies Bonafide Food Truck?
Absolutely. That's kind of a double-edged sword because I love all of our foods. Most trucks have like a singular item. This is what they do. It's phenomenally great. I'm the lady who always has 7 to 10 menu items. It's crazy for food truckers, but we feature things that we love. Our bomb-ass burritos, which weigh like 2.5 pounds, are one of my absolute favorites because they have from-scratch salsas in a variety of flavors. It's a generous portion, locally sourced ingredients, deliciousness. On the flip side of that, we do this amazing, it's our signature salad called the Honda. My parents owned a restaurant called the Cadillac Cafe and Catering Company in Arizona, named after the Bruce Springsteen song Pink Cadillac. My mom had a Honda, her friend had a Subaru. Together they owned a Cadillac, hence Cadillac Cafe. So this salad's name, it's kind of weird. People in Wyoming are like, the Honda, what is that? But it is a teriyaki chicken, our house-made teriyaki chicken over fresh greens with crispy rice noodles, mandarin oranges, almonds, and a ginger shoyu dressing. It's literally like a party in your mouth. It's got so many textures, great flavor combinations. It's my favorite right after a burrito.
We're standing here in the community kitchen. Can you kind of tell me a little bit about what you guys do here and what it has to offer?
Absolutely. Community commissary was based on the concept that with the Wyoming Food Freedom Act and lots of small-scale producers wanting to be able to bring things to a larger market, they need a certified kitchen in which to produce that in. And so because we had all of this space and it was much more than we needed, and also, we're very supportive of our entire mobile vending community, whether you're from Sheridan, Gillette, Casper, Cody. All the guys on the circuit know that there is a home-based kitchen in which they can have products delivered from Cisco or US Foods. They can fill up with fresh potable water. They can plug their trucks in overnight. We have 2 very large walk-in refrigerator and freezers that were community funded by our community specifically for this purpose. And so other mobile vendors rent space here with us, either by the hour, by the week, or by the month. We do have 4 full-time producers that work out of here. Maxwell from Fired Up Food Truck, our friends from the Daily Grind Coffee Hut, Chef Andy Irons from Schwein Barbecue, and then also Chef Andrew Price, who does Tammy's Kitchen. He does a lot of baked goods. And those are our 4 full-time producers that we have here with us. And then we also have a variety of other people that come in from the community that use these facilities to make big batches of jam, come bake breads, work on their different projects that they're doing and looking for research for potentially bringing their product to a larger market.
So Bonafide gained a lot of different attention from some different media sources. Talk a little bit about those experiences and kind of how did they come to be and what's what?
We're, one, tremendously blessed to live in such a supportive community. Sheridan has always been about mobile vendors. When we first came to town, there was only one other mobile vendor, YO Thai, at that time had a small little tiny trailer. They were doing a bang up business, and we had some longevity people that had been here forever, Burger Wagon and the guys at El Rodeo Taco Bus, but an actual rolling food truck was a new concept to Sheridan. And so we first started in helping implement food truck regulations because there weren't any, and there was a number of things in hubbub, which I think that was sort of our first in the door. Was we sort of started a little bit of a storm, and instead of it being a problem, we looked at it from a point of resolution. How could we come together as a community with law enforcement, our city, our downtown development association? Because of course, Wyoming being a low populated state, each individual county regulates their mobile vending rules. And we're currently working with some of our legislators to work on a statewide program so it's easier for mobile vendors to go from county to county. But we helped kind of put that process together. That sort of brought us some big media attention out there. And last year, we were approached by Food Network, and they were looking for doing the top 50 food trucks in the nation. And we had been nominated by 9 different local chambers of commerce as tremendous representatives of community, collaboration, what it meant to be from Wyoming, represent a Wyoming product. And then, of course, we have those beautiful donuts. And so by basically the input of those, we were reached out to. They came and contacted us, watched a day in our life of what we do, and we won Wyoming's #1 food truck, so top 50 food trucks in the U.S.
You've also kind of won some local awards. Kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Last year, super humbling, we were named Sheridan's Small Business Person of the Year by our Chamber of Commerce. And the most amazing thing about that was not that this was something that was done by public choice or something like that, where say, your customers who eat your food and you can sway with deliciousness would be voting for you. These are actually your other business members, large to small, from major manufacturers down to the lady who's got a floral shop on Main Street, nominated us. And then, of course, that vote was put out to those same chamber members, and we were nominated as Small Business of the Year. It was, again, tremendously humbling, such an honor to be recognized by our community, and really honored by the responsibility to continue to promote Sheridan as a phenomenal place to do business.
What can guests expect when they visit the Bonafide food trucks?
One, you're always going to get a warm Wyoming hospitality welcome. We're known for being super friendly. That's our thing. We greet you. We try to get to know our customers on a regular basis. It's always going to be colorful, fresh, flavorful. At a variety of different locations. We have a permanent location here on Caffeine that we just transitioned to this year because we have 2 trucks now. And so where we used to park doesn't quite work anymore. So we got a new location, but you're always going to get friendly service, locally sourced ingredients, and delicious food.
Tell us where we can find your food trucks and where we can find you online.
Awesome. We are online at www.bonafidefoodlove.com on our website. There you can find our specials. You can follow our Bonafide Adventure on Instagram and Facebook, find catering and event menus, and reach out to us for special events. We do travel to a variety of different communities for a wide variety of things, from rodeo to festivals. We travel for weddings. We're going clear into South Dakota for a wedding next weekend. We offer a wide variety of services with both our truck and just our catering services. So our regular permanent location is at 1251 Caffeine between Plains Tire and the Wendy's. You can see both of our food trucks, our Sunshine Juice and Smoothie, and Bonafide Foods.